Hey, what's up guys, Pratima here. So this is the all-new Xiaomi Pad 7 that has just launched in India, and after all the bank discounts and launch offers, you should get this one for around 27,000 rupees. And for that price, I think this is a superb tablet. I have been using this thing for the past 1 month, and the more time I spend with it, the more I fell in love with the Xiaomi Pad 7. Now, if you look at the specs, there aren't massive changes over last year's Xiaomi Pad 6, but the biggest upgrade I found here is the performance. Xiaomi went with the new Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 chip this time, which is miles better than the Snapdragon 870 we saw on the Xiaomi Pad 6, both in terms of the CPU as well as the GPU. That, paired with the LPDDR5X RAM and UFS 4.0 storage, the Xiaomi Pad 7 is fast, and in my use, I have had no issue while doing anything. Especially when I'm gaming, the Xiaomi Pad 7 could consistently push more frames than the Xiaomi Pad 6 at every game you can think of. Plus, it can stay fairly nice and cool during gaming as well. Although I did find that the Xiaomi Pad 7 is not optimized for high FPS gaming right now. The Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 powered phones like the OnePlus Nord 4 is indeed capable of pushing higher frames in most of the games, so I hope the company brings forth an update to fix that. Other than gaming, I've also noticed a better multitasking experience on the Xiaomi Pad 7. I guess some of that credit goes to the newer, faster processor itself, but I believe there are two more reasons why this guy feels smoother overall. The first thing is that it now has 8 GB of RAM instead of 6 GB in the base model. Second is Xiaomi's HyperOS 2.0 software based on Android 15, which comes with a few system-level optimizations to make that all possible. The HyperOS 2.0 does not have a drastic redesign over HyperOS 1.0, but it does bring a few interesting customization options and lots of AI. For example, you have all the basic stuff like a text generator, one that lets me convert my hilariously rough sketches into prettier images, or one that can transcribe and summarize my voice notes. But there's also other interesting features like one called dynamic wallpapers. It uses AI to sort of summarize still images for a more dynamic background, which looks pretty cool. Xiaomi has also done a really good job at optimizing the software experience here. The animations and transitions look more fluid now, but more importantly, it brings one feature that I have been begging from Xiaomi all this time: a sidebar to quickly launch any app I want from any place I want. Xiaomi did put its own spin on it, and instead of a sidebar, there's now a search icon on the taskbar itself for easier multitasking or when I want to switch between different apps. And like always, the Xiaomi Pad 7 enjoys all the other large screen features like split screen, floating window and app pairs too, and let me tell you, they work flawlessly. So yeah, performance and software-wise, I have to say Xiaomi has done a really good job here. In fact, I like the Xiaomi Pad 7 software better than iPads. They have really upped their game. Alright, so with this, let's move on to the other aspects about this tablet. And besides the performance and software, there aren't many changes like its design, for example. This guy measures and weighs slightly different than the Xiaomi Pad 6, but other than that, you will have a hard time telling these two apart from their looks alone. The Pad 7 has the same premium finish with an aluminium back and frames, the same squarish camera design, similar color options, and the same USB 3.2 connection for high-speed data transfers. Again, because the design is similar, I am not complaining because after all, don't fix it if it ain't broke, right? But at the same time, I was really hoping that the Xiaomi Pad 7 had an OLED screen this time. Not that its IPS screen is bad or anything, but an OLED display could have really changed the game. The Xiaomi Pad 7 still carries a few notable improvements like a sharper 3.2K resolution instead of 2.8K and 800 nits of peak brightness instead of 550 nits. Plus, since the display itself is slightly larger at 11.2 inches now, its aspect ratio has gone from 16:10 to 3:2 as well. I know none of this sounds all too exciting, but I just got to admit that all these upgrades have really been quite convenient to me. For example, that sharper resolution means I no longer need to squint my eyes too hard when I'm going through a PDF or a spreadsheet on the Xiaomi Pad 7, whereas that higher peak brightness means, number one, it makes looking at the tablet easier when you're in a fairly well-lit room, and number two, it also makes watching HDR videos a bit more immersive. Which reminds me, the Xiaomi Pad 7 has no trouble playing HDR videos either. It's got both HDR10 and Dolby Vision certification, so whether you're catching up with the second season of Squid Games on Netflix or watching some HDR video on YouTube, the Xiaomi Pad 7 can play them all just fine. Oh, and I almost forgot, this one has 144Hz refresh rate too, although I should tell you that this is practically a 120Hz display since it only ever hits 144Hz on Chrome and nowhere else. And there is no way to change that from the settings either. And I really feel like its quad speakers deserve more praise too. There is still not a lot of bass, but it gets decently loud, sounds decently clear, and is decent for everything from listening to some music to watching your favorite shows. Okay, next, battery life. The Xiaomi Pad 7 has a similar 8850 mAh battery as last year's Xiaomi Pad 6, and with a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I've been getting anywhere from 8 to 9 hours of screen on time on this thing. A perfect A for a tablet of this size. Xiaomi has bumped the charging from 33 watt to 45 watt too, which means it just takes 1.5 hours to completely refill its huge battery. Lastly, for the cameras, the Xiaomi Pad 7 has the exact same camera setup as before, and just like last year, it's fine for taking pictures of notes and stuff like that, but nothing more. Okay, conclusion time, and like I said in the very beginning, the Xiaomi Pad 7 is a fantastic mid-range tablet that gets a lot of things right. Yes, it does not upgrade in each and every aspect, but still for something that costs less than 30,000 rupees, the Xiaomi Pad 7 checks a lot of boxes. So if you're looking to spend 25 to 30,000 rupees on a brand new tablet, the Xiaomi Pad 7 is easily the best option out there. Just look at the choices we have. There's the 10th Gen iPad, OnePlus Pad Go, and Samsung's Galaxy Tab S9 FE, but all of these tablets are quite underwhelming and you'll only be spending more money for a worse experience. So yeah, unlike the Redmi Note 14 series, which is one of the flop phones of 2025, Xiaomi has actually nailed the tablet segment with the Pad 7. Alright everybody, that was all for our full review of the Xiaomi Pad 7. Do let me know in the comments below if you would like me to compare this one with the more expensive iPad Air. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon. Saying this, I'm Pratima and I'll see you in my next video.